Hello, everyone. It's Michelle from IELTS Advantage with another success story. And today we are talking to Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Michelle.
Can you please introduce yourself to everybody? Tell us where you're from, what you do for a living, and a little bit about your history with IELTS.
Thank you. My name is Sarah. I'm an international medical graduate from Iran. Actually, I was a doctor in Iran, and we moved here to Canada a few years ago. And I'm taking the medical exams one after another. And during the process, I had to take my IELTS as a language proficiency proof. So I started the journey. It was not that easy, but hopefully I got the score that I need.
Yeah, you did. Can you share your scores with everybody?
Yes, I got 9 in listening, 7.5 in reading, 7 in writing, and 8 in speaking. Overall 8.
Excellent. And was it the first time you had taken the IELTS test?
No, it was my 6th time, but most of the time I got overall 7 and above. But the only section that I had problem was writing, which I constantly got 6.5 in almost all the exams that I took.
And so did you know why you were always getting 6.5 in the
Well, not at the beginning, because my writing were corrected with good teachers, but I didn't know what was the problem, and that was frustrating to me, honestly, because my language was good, the lexical word was good, grammar was good. I thought that I understand the question, that everything was good, I thought, but I was at 6.5.
So when you used our correction service, did you learn what you were doing wrong?
Oh, that was amazing. I can tell. I listened to all the videos which was recorded in the past. I listened to all the task 1 and task 2, and I thought I'm ready. I wrote several essays based on Chris' suggestions, and I took 3-4 correction sessions with the IELTS Advantage team, and each time they picked one single mistake, and they didn't let me to upload another essay unless I'm working on that part, which was the best strategy, I can tell.
So what were some of the mistakes that the teachers pointed out in your writing?
One of them was articles and subject-verb agreement. These two were the main issues that I had, and some punctuations.
Okay, so it was mainly some really small grammar mistakes that you were
very small, yes. And one more thing, that one of the teachers told me that I was over paraphrasing and I was not 100% accurate.
I see.
And yes, and in the last exam I tried to just focus on being 100% accurate, even though I don't use very high vocabulary.
A lot of students think that they need to impress the examiner with fancy sounding vocabulary, but in fact, it's the exact opposite.
Is it? It's completely the same. Yeah, I thought that I need to use the wide range of vocabulary, but it was not. I wrote the simplest essay in my last exam.
And you got the score you need.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you do need to use a range of vocabulary, but the thing is, if you are communicating the information that you need to communicate and you are using the words you need to do that, then that is your range of vocabulary. And that's like that's it. It's like, I often think about the IELTS questions as like a vehicle that you can use to show the examiner, you know, your language skills. And it's like, if you just give them this information, well, you need some words to do that. Well, you need some grammar to do that. Do you have those words? Do you have that grammar? And if you do, and you can give them that information and it's easy to understand, then you've done what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. Totally agree.
And you fix your articles and your punctuation.
Yes.
Yeah. So did it take you a long time to stop making mistakes with articles?
No, I just studied for 2 weeks because I had to take the exam. and 2 weeks was enough because I just stick to very high yield errors that many students do and try to not to repeat those mistakes. And no, it didn't take very long.
Excellent. So if you could go back in time, Sarah, and talk to yourself in the past, maybe after your first IELTS test, what advice would you give yourself?
I just tell myself, just get the help that help you in the right direction that you need. Identifying your errors is the most important part, because if you don't know what you are going to do the mistake in the exam, you cannot correct it or fix it. You cannot receive feedback that generally you're good. This does not help at all, because you need to be more specific in which domains you have problem and what is the exact thing that you need to fix. And one step at a time, just fix one error and then go to the next.
I think that everybody listening to you will be able to tell that you've got a very, very good level of English. I mean, you got a 9 in listening. I mean, you didn't miss any, right? You got an 8 in speaking. So it can be sometimes really frustrating for students who know who know that they're very good at English. They've got no problems communicating with anybody, and yet they just can't pass the IELTS test. I imagine it must have been really frustrating for you.
It was. At some point I gave up and I said, okay, I'm not going to take IELTS again. But I couldn't because I had to. There was no other options at that time for me. And I took 2 exams in a row, and I get help from one of my friends who got the score, and she introduced IELTS Advantage, and she told me, okay, you did everything, why don't you try this course as well to see if that helps you. And yes, not giving up in this journey, but not everyone need to just torture themselves like me. They can just focus with one system that works and stick to it and listen to the teacher and get the score that they need.
There are a lot of IELTS teachers out there, and lots of good teachers and lots of well-meaning teachers, but it makes it more complicated when you try to piece together information from lots of different places, because there are lots of different ways to write a band 7 level IELTS essay. But what I like about what Chris does is that he just tells you exactly what information you need to include in every single sentence. And then the teachers look at your essays and go, yeah, you've done it, or no, you didn't manage to do it. So you need to practice this little part a little bit more and fix it.
Exactly. The feedbacks are the highlight of the course, I can tell. Because if you don't know what your mistakes are, you cannot fix it. And this is so simple.
It's true for everybody in anything, right? If you want to get better at anything, you need someone to give you some feedback and tell you what you're doing wrong. It's not always nice to hear what you're doing wrong, but it's the only way to improve.
Yes, these constructive feedbacks. Amazing. Yeah.
Well, Sarah, I'm so pleased that we could help you with this. And now you've got a couple more exams to take before you can qualify to practice medicine in Canada. Is that it?
Yes. Yes, I need to just took 2 or 3 more exams, and then I can apply for medical schools again for residency.
It's a long journey, but it will be worth it in the end.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I wish the best of luck for all the students, and don't give up and just keep going. But I don't know if I heard it from Chris or somewhere else, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Yeah. And this is, don't waste your energy or time and hope. Just try to focus and go step by step, be patient and listen to your teachers.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your experience and your advice with all of us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. I know it was very hard for you to just set this meeting.
Not at all. You were the one that got up early to talk to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, Chris here again. Hopefully you enjoyed that success story video. That student was part of our IELTS VIP course. And on that course, we show students exactly where they're going wrong and exactly what to do to get the score that they need. And we give them all the help and support that they need in order to get a 7, 8, or even 9 in their IELTS test. Now, we only work with a really small number of students. Because of the level of help and feedback and support that we give students, we can only work with a very small number of them. But we also have more success stories than any other online or offline course in the world, which has created a huge amount of demand for our course. So we're the only course in the world, I believe, that has a very long waiting list. If you want to join that waiting list, all you have to do is just click here and you'll be able to add your name, add your email address, and then when one of our students becomes successful and leaves the course, the next position can be for you. Hopefully see you in there. Bye-bye.